Hello, I'm Melonie at the Vancouver Yoga Center in Vancouver, Washington, and I'm here with one of our teachers, Samantha. She's going to demonstrate upward dog. We just did a tutorial on cobra pose, Bhujangasana, and you might want to reference that because some of the information in there is really a prep to this pose as well. So it applies to this pose. We're just going to work a couple more tricks that I use to get into different parts of our body more in our upward dog. So let's just show them a basic upward facing dog, and then we'll start using our tools, our props, to express it a little differently. So she's from plank. She's going to come from plank, go roughly down to halfway to chaturanga, and then try to go forward and up into her upward dog. And then we're watching, again, the tendency for the shoulders to want to go forward. I call it like the scarf, rather than back in line with the body, which is like you're wearing a coat. We want them more like we're wearing a coat. Let's come back out, pause, maybe hands and knees for a moment, or however is comfortable position. So there is a couple other things I want to talk about in this version. So let's do it where you don't go very far forward and see what happens there. If you're just coming from plank pose down to chaturanga and then straight up. Yeah, her body wants to go forward. It's good. It should go forward in its action. But if it doesn't, we might find ourselves a little bit more crunched in the lower back. Now, part of trying to get these shoulders back, something has to happen here in the sideways. The more forward her shoulders get, we actually kind of pull up into the armpit area. I want to get long here, so part of this is going to have to drop down, lift tall through the armpits, and then pull back. We're going to express this more with the blocks. So let's come back out. We call it side bodies. We want to make the sides of the torso really long. When she pushes with her arms, we actually get really short. So pushes our head of the arm bones more forward. We're wearing them like a scarf, and we get shorter side body. When we go long side body, we have an ability to roll the shoulder back on the sides of our body. So we're going to use this to create a feeling of length and ability to play with what's happening at the shoulders, while her pelvis just can kind of hang out. We're going to talk about the pelvis later, but for now, that might give some ease off of the lower back. So she's on these blocks. She's going to come part way down, forward and up into her upward dog, and then if she really pushed with her arms, yeah, she rises, but everything actually gets shorter here. Now, if she stays, but sinks, so she can make long side bodies, and now she has a greater place to place her shoulders. And now she can start to get the curvature that we want to get. Now, we might get a little stuck here in the sacrum because the thighs want to push forward. We have this principle of trying to take the thighs back. We're going to talk about that next. And then her ability to work each of the parts of the vertebrae. Come back down. So we'll do that again, but I'm going to come to place a strap on the thighs and just give you a little lift up. And then we're going to think, if I'm giving you space there, it's kind of lifting your pelvis a little out of the pose. And then we're going to imagine the tail pulling back and the rest of you curving from the lowest part of the back forward to make that curve upwards. But we'll be in upward dog when we start to take that play. So we're in plank, partway down, forward to come upwards. She's going to make her side bodies long for a moment, so she drops down a little and then rolls the head of the arm bones back, shoulder blades on the back. But now, what if we took your pelvis just a little out of the pose? And it might take some of the other parts out of the pose a bit. And then imagine your tail back, but now pull your low belly forward, pull the heart forward. Good, you can sink a little lower with the rest of your body, but I'm holding your thighs back. Now shoulder blades on the back, throat open, heart open, curve it. Nice. Whoa. All right, then come back out. How was that for you?
That was great.
Okay.
That was nice having the thighs.
That lift, like who would think to like lift the thighs? That seems like I'm coming out of the pose, right? But there is a freedom that happens in opening up of the pelvis, and then it's like, where am I now directing my forces? Because if all my forces before were just about thrusting my pubic bone forward, I've stopped myself. But if I take myself out of that tendency, and now I can let it go into the rest and curve it all the way back. So it's fun play. If you have a friend, you can have them help just a little lift. It doesn't have to be that you're yanking them to the sky, but just think maybe a half inch to an inch off the ground and hold that support for them while they can imagine like their tail is just flowing back and the rest is curving out of that. And it might be a fun opening experience in this pose. Remember, side bodies, they have to grow long so we can get the shoulders to go onto the back. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. There'll be more. Visit us at vancouveryogacenter.com and check out our classes and our online classes and check out more tutorials. We'll see you soon.